Hey guys, it's Adam. I hope you're doing lovely. Welcome back to Do You Watch Anime, where I sit down with a guest and ask them, Do you watch anime? And today I'm talking to cosplayer and Sanji lover, Chrissy Mourns. How are you today?
Thank you. Very well. Hi. I hope everyone's well too. So, hi everyone.
So, do you watch anime?
I do. The question is, which anime do I watch?
So, how did you originally get into anime?
So, it wasn't that long of a story. So, I think I got introduced to anime when I was 15. So, I watched Spirited Away back then. It scared me so much.
Valid.
Yeah, but it was so good. And I
Mhm.
I picked up more on anime when lockdown started, so in 2019. And then I started just like binge watching everything that I could see, and until I landed on One Piece. And since I became a One Piece fan, I just slowed down on everything else because it completely consumed my soul. So yeah.
No, that's valid. That's valid. So like what was it about One Piece that kind of just made you obsessed with it?
Everything. I can go into heavy detail, and then we will have to sit here for 10 hours. That I like about One Piece, but it's everything. Everything started with the world building, with the characters, with all the funny aspects of it, with all the serious aspects of it. I think that it is just a enormous, enormous space for everything, and it has such correlations into the real world. So it's like you can find so many things that are similar to real world, and I think this is what's so interesting about it, as you can see the fictional story progress and you get invested. And yeah, and 1000 episodes are no longer enough. So
So, how did you like get into One Piece? Was it just like, oh, I'm just gonna try this, or did a friend introduce you?
yes, a friend it was a bit different because I remember when
Mhm.
I was in the university, I was living in a dormitory, and I had a neighbor who invited me, and she was watching One Piece with her partner. And I looked at it back then. It was like I was so scared by the animation because she was watching the pre-time skip. And
Oh, okay, yeah.
for some reason, some moments seemed so scary to me, and I was like, no, I don't think that it's my thing actually. But then another friend of mine, he was very convincing me to start reading the manga, and I was like, okay, well, the manga, you can read it faster. And I started manga twice, and I dropped it twice. I think around Arlong Park, more or less. I don't know why.
Mhm.
There was no specific reason. It's not that I was bored. I think it was that I just didn't have enough time. But once I started for the third time, and then I started the anime, I could not. It was so captivating. I think it came into my life at the right moment.
Mhm.
Yes, and I think that this is what started it. Also, it took me 3 times to get into One Piece actually. So
Damn. Okay.
never back down, never what?
Exactly. I got into it as a kid cuz in Canada we got these like little shonen jump like manga things like every month. And I would start like I would pick them up and be like, "Oh my god, Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh my god." And then I would read through them and be like, "Why is there pirates in my Yu-Gi-Oh manga?" And then I was like, "There's blood. Oh my god."
Um,
And then yeah, I saw it came on Canadian television like oh like 2003, 4, something like that. And the English dub wasn't the best, but we got through it. But yeah, I have a I drop it and I pick it back up with One Piece. Because it is a lot.
but you eventually you come back to it. You always come back to it. So
Exactly. So why is Sanji? Why? Yeah.
it's once again we will be sitting here for 10 hours. No, it's the way that he treats people around him. It's the way that he has been through so much, but yet he managed to survive and managed to withhold that kindness in his heart and to show it to
Mhm.
people around him instead of just becoming a very evil person. I think there's going to be a spoiler warning if I go into heavy detail. But
Yeah.
it's just that such characters, they appeal to me so much.
Mhm.
And though he is an extremely strong character, he has this vulnerability to him, and vulnerability in people is something that just calls to me too, because it's very interesting seeing a character from so many different perspectives, so many different aspects. They have so many layers, like onions, like Shrek, very very deep talk.
Yeah.
So yes, and I think also it has to do with the fact that he's a chef. He likes cooking. I know how to cook, but cooking is not my passion. And yeah, so I think it's just, if he was real, maybe I would finally be eating properly. I think. But yeah, I like all his quirkiness because he is extremely funny. I like how he just swoons over every girl that he sees. I find it also extremely funny, and I can project myself on each and every girl. So yeah, I think he is. The question is, why not like in Sanji?
It's true.
So yeah, I don't know. What is your opinion on him? Maybe it's different, and then I will have to fight you.
No, I actually love Sanji. I know a lot of people are like, but I love him. Um, is he one of my favorite characters? He's probably in the top 10 favorite characters.
That's a good place to start from. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I also know his background, and I'm like, tears. Just want to give him a hug. Yeah. Um, but yeah, I really like him. I am also a Sanji defender as well. When people are like, ew, he's a ew, and I'm like,
I
no,
think
no.
people that say such things, they're seeing everything on the surface. And I personally think that this has to do with someone perhaps not having enough media literacy. Let's admit, he has his moments. Okay. There
Oh
are
yeah.
moments when he's like, no. I think that the thing that he has flaws makes him such a good character, because if he were to be perfect, absolutely
Mhm.
perfect, I think it would be boring. Like,
Yeah.
that would not appeal to me. But I do understand that some stuff is weird. We have to admit
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
I think that it's not to that extent as fandom tends to like picture it. You know.
Mhm.
So yeah, it sometimes people go too far. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he was also one of the first characters I ever saw like in One Piece. When I was reading those little like Shonen Jump mangas, because I was like, "Whoa, this guy kicks! That's so cool!" As like an 8-year-old. But yeah, and then the kids 4 kids dub dropped in on TV, and he was he had a lollipop, and I was like, "That's not right. He has a cigarette, not a lollipop."
No, because I don't know much about For Kids Adopt, to be honest. I haven't looked
Yeah.
into that, but I know some parts that were changed, and it is indeed very funny. I don't know.
Yeah.
To each its own, I think.
Oh yeah. He also sounds ridiculous. He's like Luffy. Blah, blah, blah. He sounds really. It was the first time as a kid I was like, this isn't the manga.
We have Sanji at home. Oh,
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So I saw on your story a couple days ago that you got the cookbook.
yes! Oh my god.
Yes.
It's.
So,
I can show it. I can even show it because I keep all my Sanji stuff very close. So it's right here.
yep. I got the same one.
Okay, we're matching. Oh my.
Yeah.
It's like it's
Yeah.
it's the best thing ever. I haven't cooked from it yet,
Mhm.
but I took a look through it, and it is so good. And I mean, all of the Sanji people
Yep.
got
I'm
a
not complaining about that.
Have you cooked something from the book?
I haven't yet, but I really want to cook Luffy's meat. Luffy's meat always looks so good in the anime and the manga
Right.
that
It's
and like
unreal.
yeah, or like
It is drawn, but still.
yeah, it looks so good. The croquettes as well look
Oh,
like oh my god, if whew,
so much stuff. I know so much stuff, and I don't know. It's like I feel that since it's also One Piece themed, it's also Sanji themed. It gives even more motivation to cook. Because
mhm,
I'm not that much into cooking. I mean, I sometimes have my moments when I'll be cooking for days, for a few days in a row, and something really interesting, very delicious. But yeah, but this it was gifted to me by a friend, by my friend Mark,
mhm.
and I'm so grateful to them. Such a great thing.
Yep. The pirate lunch boxes look incredible. Um, yeah, everything looks so good.
Once again, why not like Sanji? He's the man who's making all that stuff. Like,
E- exactly. Have you seen the live action?
yes, I have.
Sanji in the live action as well? Whew.
Yes, the actor did the great job, in my opinion. Absolutely
Mhm.
incredible job. And yeah, and I just wish all the best for him in the future development. So
Yeah.
he's a great Sanji. He's definitely the great Sanji. So yeah,
Oh yeah.
I love when actors do characters justice. So yeah, and that is what happened. Absolutely lovely.
Oh yeah. My partner was always against watching One Piece because it's too long. And
Ah,
then the and then uh the live action dropped, and she's like, actually, we can pick up where this left off. And I was like, oh, yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
I think it just motivated people to pick up on the original, so it did a job
Hmm.
in that sense, and that's really good because now many people are coming into the fandom, and it's increasing. It's like everyone talks about One Piece, and the more people talk about One Piece, the better for the One Piece community because we can just meet people randomly and just bond over the fact that we all watch, read One Piece. So isn't that cool? I think that's incredible.
Oh yeah, I love it, and I'm just so happy that it's getting the love it deserves.
Yes.
Because oh, it's just it's so good. Yeah. What are some other anime that you've you've watched?
Oh my god, I've watched too many. Now that I'm okay, maybe I'll start that way. I will just be naming those that I really really love. So obviously it was Attack on Titan. I think it was one of the few
Mhm.
ones that I binge watched that much, but I
Yeah.
still haven't picked up on the last few parts of the last season.
Okay.
They were just split in it so much that I couldn't keep up. But I did read the manga in full. Uh,
Okay.
I also love Nana. It's
Oh,
my favorite.
so good.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. I just love how close to life it is that it hits
Yeah.
home. And yeah, and that all the characters are flawed that much
Oh,
that it makes them
yeah.
like actual real people because they all make mistakes. I love it.
Mhm.
Then I also love this anime called Terror in Resonance.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it is absolutely incredible. It has that vibe of Death Note because Death Note is also one of my absolute favorites. I love the
Mhm.
detective stories when you just have to figure out what is going on. I mean, this is
Yeah.
why I love One Piece because you have answers to them and you need to
Yeah.
wait to find out. What else? Jujutsu Kaisen. I used to love Jujutsu Kaisen, but with all the stuff that's happened in the manga, I don't think that I want to go back into
That's
it.
valid.
Yeah, it ended to me on the first season. It was enough. Let me be happy. I'll be in bubble. So, but
Yeah, you know what? That's valid. That's completely valid.
but the iconic. Sorry.
Yeah, of course. I tweeted about the ending, and one of my friends was just like, "Yeah, maybe I don't need to pick it back up." And I was like, "You know what? That's valid."
every major spoiler that I've been reading throughout this whole time while the manga was.
Hmm.
I was convinced more and more that I don't need to get into that. I don't need context. I don't. I just no, no, thank you. But I do think that it had like a huge potential. I don't know what was going on in there. Maybe there was it was just so cool. But on the moment that I stopped, it had a really huge potential, and I hope
Hmm.
it was fulfilled. Yeah, but I will never know. I'm not going there. But it was great. Also, one of
Hmm.
my favorites is Gurren Lagann.
Okay, yeah. Oh, so
Absolutely,
good.
such a classic. Absolutely love it.
Hmm.
What else? Oh, Hunter x Hunter, of course.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's such a great thing. I'm still here waiting for it to be back.
Yep.
Pretty please. So what else? It was just so many that I already forgot because my mind it's just consumed with One Piece. Also love absolutely love Ghibli movies.
Mm,
I was attending a Ghibli movies marathon here locally a few
okay.
weeks ago, I think, and there were playing movies that I haven't watched yet. So
Okay, sick.
I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but it was Nausicaa.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Nausicaa, yeah.
Yes. Then it was Castle in the Sky,
Oh,
Porco Rosso, and Totoro.
hell yeah.
And absolutely loved it.
Hmm.
Because I went to watch Totoro, but it was the last one, and I was not expecting that much from the first three. I knew that
Hmm.
I'm going to enjoy it because Ghibli, but I did not expect them to be so mind blowing and that captivating. I was sitting there with my jaw dropped. It was peak fiction, absolute
Hmm.
fiction. I love. So yeah, I do recommend to everyone who hasn't watched it yet, and I personally just made myself a goal to watch every single Ghibli movie from now on. Yeah, I haven't watched that many, but I want to watch them all at this point
Hmm.
because Howl's Moving Castle and Spirited Away are just one of my absolute favorites.
Oh,
It's
so good.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Castle in the Sky is one of my favorites. So, oh my god, I remember seeing from the trailer of Castle in the Sky from the Pokemon movie, the first one.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, "Oh, this is so cool." And then like coming back to it in like college and be like, "Oh yeah, I remember that. Let's watch it." And I was like, "Oh, I love this." Yeah, Ghibli is it's so good.
It is absolutely amazing. I just love how all the plots are so captivating. They're just,
Mhm.
and they're so, all of them are so different, and yet it's
Yeah.
as if it's all the same universe. And
Mhm.
just so, I don't know, I love it. I loved it absolutely. What else? I'm just trying to think. Maybe I'll just take a look around my room.
Oh, I do that all the time. I'm like, "Okay, which ones have I?"
Yeah, but it's not helping because everything behind me is Sanji related.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that these came to my mind, so these should be
Mhm.
the most important ones.
Mhm.
What are yours? I mean,
Oh, yeah. I all good. I love my favorite one of all time is My Hero Academia.
oh,
Um, yeah, yeah. I have Deku and All Might tattoo. There we go. Someone, oh, if I
loved
can,
it.
there we go. Yeah. Yeah. I also have a Robin tattoo. When she's the I want to live, that I
Oh,
literally I cry every time,
mhm.
every
Yes,
single time.
so
It's
sad.
just yeah, I anytime it comes on TikTok or like comes on my For You page, I'm just like, "Oh, okay, I guess it's crying time now."
No, not for me because I scroll. I see some sad stuff that's incoming. I scroll. Yeah,
Yeah.
enough for trauma today. No.
Yeah, not today, not today. But yeah, so My Hero, I really love Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon's been one of my favorites since childhood. I Freerin, that came out like
Heard about it, and
oh,
my friend cosplay Firen, but I haven't watched it.
mhm,
But I would love to once
yeah.
I'm over my One Piece. which will probably come, but maybe I will pick up on it because everyone's saying that it's so good and it's
Oh yeah.
top anime everywhere, like the last
Hmm.
year, I think. So
Yeah, it is just so good, especially if you like fantasy and stuff. Oh my god, it's
adore it. Yes.
yeah. Yeah, it is literally I picked up the manga before the anime came out because I heard like good things. And I was like, "Oh, okay, I know what I'm getting myself into, right?" And then the first episode hit and I was like, "Why am I crying? I know what's happening."
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it just
it's always like that. It's always
yeah,
like
always. I'm like, "Oh my god." See, now I'm looking around. I'm looking at all my manga. Comey Can't Communicate is one of my favorites.
I also
I'm
also
yeah,
people really really
it's so good. I'm huge into romance anime, so that's like
Do you like that anime? I think that it's gotten another season recently.
mhm.
Kimi ni Todoke?
Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good.
The cutest piece of media, I think.
Literally. Oh
I
my god.
love this.
I was it last year? 2 years ago. I binged the manga cuz I had the app. So I was like, "Oh cool, the whole thing's on here. Sweet." I binged it in like 2 weeks and it's like a really long one and I was like, "This is the best thing." And then the season 3 got announced and I was like, "It's fate." It's oh.
Yeah, I want to watch season 3 because I also am a big fan of romance anime. I think
Mhm.
when I was binge watching everything I could see, I was into sad stuff. So I think that I just got myself a list of all the sad anime that I want to watch. And I mean, and there was one that came to my mind right now, and I think that if you haven't watched it, you should watch it because it will make your heart just like broken like that. It's called Orange.
Oh, yes, I've heard of it. I haven't watched it yet.
It is short. I think that it's
Mhm.
13 episodes or something like
Okay.
that. And it is one of the saddest things that I have ever watched, aside from A Grave of Fireflies, because that is the saddest.
Oh my god, that's on a new level of
Yeah,
sad.
anything can top that.
Yeah.
But Orange is pretty close.
Okay.
It's just no, I cannot even describe it because it got me in tears. It absolutely shattered me. It was so good.
Mhm.
As Makia did, because I also
Oh,
love
yeah, yeah.
Makia so much.
Mhm.
Sad stuff. I don't like actually no piece of media has ever made me cry that much as anime did. Maybe like Hachiko or Titanic. that
Yeah.
but other than that, it's just it's impossible. I don't know. When it's animated, it's yeah.
Yeah. I can understand that. We recently saw a new movie called The Wild Robot, and, literally, as soon as, like, the animation started, I was in tears, and then I was in tears for 2.5 hours. Like,
Uh,
I literally like every story beat was just like, "Oh, cool. I'm in tears again."
yeah. As it's ruthless. I think
Yeah.
that just ruthless sometimes, and in my opinion, like I feel like some anime movies or anime series, they are made to literally make us tear up as much as possible. Like it's
Yeah.
as if it's the goal of the makers to make people into living onions. I don't know. It's oh, it's complicated.
Yeah. Um, I watched Anohana after I watched Anohana after I lost a family member, and I was like, "That was not a good idea."
So sorry. I'm
All
so
all good. It was just like I was like, "That was dumb of me to do," because I was a mess
yeah.
through the ending especially. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's like it's beautiful, but at the same time, it is so sad. Absolutely
Yeah.
sad. I
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. The first anime to get me back into anime in like college, my roommate was like, "Hey, here's Your Lie in April. You should watch this." And I was like, "Okay, I want to get into this." And then I watched it and went, "I hate you. You set me up."
Because had, I think, the exact story because Your Lie in April was, I think, even the second anime series that I watched. Because
Yeah.
before that, before I really got into anime, I was watching only movies, like Ghibli movies,
Hmm.
stuff like this. But afterwards, I decided that I finally have time to watch some series. And Your Lie in April was one of the first ones. So April, Death Note, and it also completely shattered me. I was like, "You're no longer my friend." That person who suggested it to me. It's
Yeah.
it was so bad. Now that I think of it, we're actually not friends anymore. Not for the same reason. It's not for the same reason, but yeah, it was yeah, it was sad. It was sad. It was sad.
Oh goodness. Yeah, I literally was like, you hate me. You want me to feel pain.
Yes, some people just want us to fail, just want to
Yeah.
break us, but yeah, and I think that watching sad anime is suggesting watching sad anime is the best way to do it. Like if
Yeah.
you can always tell when someone is wishing upon your downfall if they recommend you of fireflies, so light for the evening.
Yeah, something like, just watching kids, in a war. It's great.
Yeah, so great.
Yeah. Won't cry at all.
Hi, I'm Steve Yurko.
And I'm Tara Sands. Now available from Maji Media is our new podcast, 4Kids Flashback. 4Kids is the company who brought you the English dub of Pokemon in the late 90s and so many other shows like Yu-Gi-Oh!, Shaman King, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Kirby, the infamous One Piece dub, and so many more.
We'll be talking to the people who worked at 4Kids. Actors, directors, writers, editors, producers, engineers, you get the point. And hopefully get the answers to questions both you and I have about the company.
I actually worked there as a voice actor on some of the shows.
And I was a kid watching the shows and remember way more than Tara does.
And thank God for that. Steve is actually a professional storyboard artist, which gives some really unique insights into anime and animation. Subscribe today wherever you get your podcasts. That's the number 4 Kids Flashback.
Hey guys, welcome to the Patreon shoutout portion of today's episode. And today we have 2 types of shoutouts, which are monthly shoutouts and our weekly shoutouts. So, if you want to subscribe to the Patreon, you get exclusive access to behind the scenes stuff, Patreon exclusive videos, and the episode a whole day early. So yeah, let's get into the monthly shoutouts. Shout out to Jeremy and Ellie. Thank you guys so much. And now the weekly shoutout. Thank you to Buff Boy, Brooke, Blythe, Bunny, Geo, Keith, and Mikey. Thank you guys so much for all your support. If you want to support, link will be down in the description. And yeah, back to the episode. So, you cosplay, obviously.
Yes.
How did you get into cosplay?
So I think no, it happened in I forgot. Wait, it was no, I think in 2021 or 2022, somewhere around that.
Yeah.
That I got into it because I was scrolling on my TikTok, and I used to be an anime content creator on TikTok, but I was mostly posting just some skits, some funny things,
Mm-hmm.
and I was seeing a lot of cosplayers on my For You page, and I was so invested because they all looked so great, and I was like, I want to do that too. Like they all are so inspiring. So I just started getting some stuff, mostly with my real hair. Just tried to see what I can closet cosplay, and yeah, and someone suggested me that I cosplay Hanji from Attack on Titan, so I did, and yeah, and it just got me into that because I enjoyed just dressing up as someone else and acting like them in front of a camera. It is so much fun. I think it is so much fun, and with cosplay, just like my life took a 360-degree turn. So yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I'm also a cosplayer, so I completely understand. Yeah.
Who are your favorite cosplays? Who are your favorite characters to cosplay as?
I recently cosplayed Zoro for the first time, and I loved it. it was so much fun to look confused in every photo. They're like, Adam, let's take a photo, and I'm just like looking off to the the other side. It's great. I also
Lost, yes.
yeah, exactly. I also really love cosplaying Yuta from Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oof.
Yeah. And then I have Tanjiro. I got to fix up my Deku because that is, I bought that one, and it is it's seen its last legs. Let's just say that. But yeah, so what are some of your favorite cosplays that you've done? Because you've done a lot.
I'm just trying to remember all my cosplays at this point.
Yeah.
Well, it's just that I think that my favorites, like my absolute favorites that I like to cosplay as, that I feel most comfortable in, are those goofy characters that I can like have a lot of fun
Yeah.
in. So Usopp, I absolutely, because Usopp, that character that I relate to the most. So
Okay.
he is me, I am him. So I love this about us with my and also Nami, because then I can make their duo, Nami and Usopp, and I think it's one of the best duos in One Piece. So I absolutely love when an idea pops up in my mind, and I'm just like, yes, I have to do it. I have to do it. So who else could it be? I mean, all the Straw Hats at this point, because
Mhm.
I just love them so much. I love Big Mom. I love cosplaying Big Mom. Cosplaying villains is actually so fun. I
Yeah.
cosplay Blackbeard too. It
Hell
was
yeah.
Flamingo. I don't know why. It's just that I love cosplay. I don't like Doflamingo, but
Mhm.
cosplay Doflamingo, I do.
Yeah.
So yeah. And just every cosplay that I've done, every character that I've done, it has something to it, because I mean, I don't feel comfortable in like the characters that I don't know much about. For example,
Mhm.
I've seen much of them, because then I don't know what to do. I'm just standing in front of a camera and I don't know. Yeah. But still, I think that every single character has something to it, and it's always interesting just trying their designs on yourself, just to see,
Mhm.
to have this fun, to just make those videos, make those interactions, and dancing, and just letting your creativity skyrocket. So why not? It's such a cool thing. So I'm really happy that I have been introduced to such a huge community, which is the cosplay community, and everyone so accepting, so kind, and we just support each other, we collab with each other, we lift each other up. It's a wonderful thing. And then you go to conventions and you witness it firsthand. So you get to experience it firsthand, this interaction
Mhm.
with people, because it's absolutely different than it is online. You get to see those people. I love conventions so much. So yeah, I think that this is a great thing to exist. I'm very grateful that I've been introduced to it. So yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't be here doing this without the cosplay community, so I completely agree. It is one of my favorite communities online. They're just so, you know, how do you say it? Where's the words, Adam? They're so supportive. There we go. Yeah.
There's so
And
accepting, because I think it also gets from the fact that we're just dressing up as someone else, and
yeah.
some people might not look at it as something they are into, as something that is, for example, how they think is normal. But I think that it is normal, because it is what drives us, it is our passion. And the
Mhm.
fact that we all stand up for each other is a great thing to show that how great of a surrounding you have, that always someone will have your back up. So yeah,
Yeah.
this is so cool.
Yeah. I friggin' I will shout to the heavens how much I love the cosplay community, because again, I wouldn't be here without it. But yeah, I so what are some of your favorite convention memories, as you say that you love conventions?
It's I've been to so many conventions, but I
Mhm.
think the first one that pops to my mind, which has really, really dear memories for me is when I've been invited to Athens as a cosplay guest. And it was for the first time, which is why it was that special, because for the first time I've been invited abroad as the guest. And it was so amazing. I cannot even describe to you that, because people were so accepting. They were so loving. I mean, everywhere I go, if I meet someone, they're so loving. But it's just when you go to as the guest, so people will know that you are at the convention, because I usually don't announce that much when I'm going to conventions. I like to meet people just randomly and just but this time the announcement was so people knew that I was coming, and it was there were so many of them, and they all were so Greek hospitality. People don't lie about it. It's the real thing, and it is so great. And I'm so thankful to all the people that I met there. It was absolutely splendid. I've also been invited to the convention in Estonia. Absolutely great. Had an amazing time with my friends. So happy that they considered me as the guest. I've also been invited to a convention, one convention in Poland. Also had the great time, and I think there was, yeah. I also went to Dokumi, which was
Okay.
this huge convention in Germany, and it was big. It was so big. I don't think that I was ready for how big it was, because I
Yeah.
don't know what is the biggest convention that you've been at,
hmm
but this one, it consisted out of 17 holes, and I've only got a chance to see one hole and the half of the other hole throughout.
Holy shit.
Yeah, throughout this whole time. 2 days. I was only 2 days instead of three,
hmm
but it's the people who absolutely made those experiences, because obviously it's always the people because
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
you go to conventions to just
hmm
to have those interactions, to have some fun, to act out as some characters, to just dance, to sing, do all these spontaneous things. I think that this is beautiful. That's why I love conventions so much. Yeah, I also visit a lot of conventions in Vienna,
Okay.
where my friend lives, and I'm gonna actually be attending another convention at the end of this month there with her. So yeah, it's always, people in Vienna are always so welcoming. Everywhere people is welcoming. It's like everyone just showing so much love, and I don't think that I'm still used to it, because when someone comes for a photo or says, "Hi, oh my God, your cosplay looks so nice," and I'm like, "Mine, mine."
Yeah.
Thank you. So yeah, I think that it's also so important to show kindness to each other, to encourage each other, and yeah,
hmm
this is why conventions are so great. And
Oh yeah.
I already forgot what question I was answering, but I think that I answered.
That works. Yeah, when I walked into so a couple years ago we went to New York Comic Con for the first time. When we
Oh,
walked in, we literally went, "Oh, we're coming back." Like we didn't even go into the con yet, and we were just like in that little like hole, like kind of like the glass whatever, I forget what they call it. But um yeah, they we walked in and we're like, "Ooh, we're coming back."
I heard that it's that big, that it's absolutely huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that those conventions are just, personally to me, I don't know, I get a little bit overwhelmed because of how much space they take.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
it takes me a little bit of time to get used to that many people, to that much space. But I mean, once you get
Mhm.
used to it, it's already comfortable. But I think there's also a lot of special aspect to small conventions, when there is
Oh,
all
yeah.
small community where everyone knows each other. And I don't know, I just, whenever I go to Vienna, I always come across the same people, and we just like, we've known each other since the first con that we met at, and we always come and take photos together and just talk. So I think that this is great about small conventions, because you can actually meet people. But I don't think that when convention is that big that it's possible to meet someone, because at Dokumi, I made plans with so many people. I wanted to meet up with so many people, but it wasn't possible. And I think it was, if you had such plans for New York too, I think it might have also been the same, that it's so
Yeah.
hard to catch anyone, because when you go through one hall, it takes like 30 minutes. So.
Oh yeah, easily. We went with friends, and there was one point where they're like, "Yeah, we're on the other side," and I was like, "We're gonna take like 40 minutes to get there." Like,
Oh, 4 hours. No one knows.
yeah, 40 minutes, 4 hours. I don't know. It depends on how many times we get stopped for photos and all that. Yeah,
Or how many times you see something that you want to buy. So.
that too. Yeah, I'm like, I'm poor, I can't afford it, but it looks so good.
Yeah, or that when you go to the convention is the memories, that happiness that you get from the purchase. So yeah, I buy everything that I see. So
Yeah, as we can see, I'm
not buying everything that I see, but I do buy every Sanji merch that I see. So that yes,
of course, you have to.
it's my duty.
It is. Yeah, as you can see, I go crazy in Artist Alley. If I like it and I see it and it's beautiful art, it's mine. Like I think it was these ones here. Whatever my finger's on. I literally was like, "Oh yeah, I don't need any more prints for my wall. I'm fine. We're filling up." And then I saw them and went, "Damn it."
Yeah, never enough. It's never enough. And I
Yeah.
also saw you have a Yamato figurine.
Yep.
So this
There
is so
there he
cool.
is.
How many figurines do you have in total?
That's a good question. Well, my partner has way more than I do. She has a whole like shelf, like just shelf for Nobara. We call it the Nobara Shrine.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's insane. Any figure that's come out of Nobara, she probably has it, unless it's, thousands of dollars. Um
valid.
but me me, oh god. It's like 50, something like that. 50 something, probably around that number.
Okay, that
Yeah.
is impressive. That is
Yeah.
very.
Yeah, I'm running out of space at this point.
Who
Yeah.
needs space?
Exactly.
It's for me, for example, when the walls are empty or in the
Mhm.
apartment, or when some spaces, some shelves, they're empty, I feel so uncomfy. I feel unsafe, because I need everything to be filled with something, because then I
Yeah.
feel guarded by all of
Mhm.
those objects. This is why, like, my room is a mess, but but I like it this way, because I'm a maximalist when it comes to that. Yeah, my
Yeah,
mom's
yeah.
and we have arguing about that all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. My partner does like Kuji lottery things from Japan and gets a bunch of stuff, and I'm just like, where are we going to put this Yamato face cloth? Why do we have this?
Reason, because it's
Exactly. Yeah.
everything related
Yeah.
spot. So
Yeah.
why not? We only live once. If we get happiness from those things, I mean,
Yeah.
it comes and goes,
Mhm.
but those memories, those, like, little, how do you call them, serotonin waves that
Yeah.
you get from it, you will never forget it. You will never
Mhm.
forget when you opened that box and you got that figurine out of it. So.
Yeah, exactly. I got what was it? Our local bubble tea place had Kuji lottery, and it was one piece, and we're like, oh my god. And I got a what's his name? Kaido figure. Like he's like this big,
Oh
and
my god,
I just paid $20. Like
this
I
is
was
so.
like,
I'm always so impressed by how people have those big figurines, but when you ask how much they paid for them, usually it's not that much, because they, I don't know, thrifted them or
mhm.
something like that. Sometimes people do pay a lot of
Oh
money.
yeah.
I have one friend,
Mhm.
I've been at his house once. he has so many figurines, and they're so huge and they're so impressive. He has this One Punch Man figurine. It lights up, and I think it's it's Saitama, obviously, and oh my
Yeah.
god, I don't pronounce his name in English, but I think it's Genos. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
So yes, and it's so, I mean, they're like hidden something, and they're just like splashes of fire around them, and it is so big and it's so heavy, but yeah, it is so impressive. I love this stuff so much. For me, for example, I wouldn't have space for such things anymore.
Hmm.
But it'd be so cool to have like one of those big statues. Or I heard, like, I mean, I saw that they're like light human size
Yeah.
figurines. So how cool is that? I can
Yeah.
how much they cost, but I mean, if I have a chance to steal one, maybe I could.
Yeah. Life-size Sanji.
But I mean, a live one. If there
Yeah.
is a live one, that would be also so cool.
True. Oh god. I I have more manga than I have figures. I started collecting like a couple years ago, and like this entire shelf here is all manga. There we go. Like I'm running out of room for manga. uh yeah, it's insane. I'm like, I have to calm down, but I need this new volume of Comey.
Answer is you do. You
Yeah.
owe, I mean, as I said, money comes and goes,
Yeah.
and you need to read. I mean, it's a book technically, so
Mhm.
it's purpose. It's for enlightenment. It's very educational,
Mm.
and everything.
Oh goodness. So what are some of your cause plans coming up?
Eh, I'm trying to say, because I'm currently involved also in a few collabs,
Okay.
and I'm just trying to plan stuff for them.
Hmm.
And I there is one Scooby Doo stuff
Okay.
soon, and a lot of One Piece stuff too. But for now, it's a little bit of a secret. And I also plan to do a character from Has Been Hotel.
Ooh. Okay.
I haven't been cosplaying from it yet, and yeah, I have a few of my favorite characters from there that I would love to cosplay. My favorite character from the series is Sir Pentious, but it's so hard to even cosplay him. But maybe one day, because I just love him. He's such a mood,
Yeah.
absolutely the best character.
Oh goodness, that's exciting. Ooh, can't wait for that. So very mine because the show is kind of taken off at conventions, I've kind of like slowed down on cosplay just to focus on the show, cuz I go around interviewing people, and like the conventions here of like I've worked with the Canadian Podcast Awards to have like meet and greets and stuff, and that's insane. So like the guesting thing that you were talking about, I completely understand.
But at the end of
It's
the day, it is so refreshing because you all are getting to talk about things that you're passionate about. So
mhm.
I love it so much. I love this, and this is also such a great honor. When you're just invited by the convention. So yeah, I totally get it. I totally
Oh
get it. It's a
yeah.
responsibility too. So I
Mhm.
understand.
Totally. And like there was we were at an anime convention in May, and it was kind of rainy, so I went to grab my partner. There was a food truck outside, and I went to grab my partner fries or whatever.
Mhm.
And I got stopped like 6 times uh on my way to the food truck, and I was like, "Oh my god, thank you so much." Picture, have a nice day, all that fun. At the last like the sixth person, I was like, "Okay, let's walk to the food truck. Let's walk and talk."
I also understand that. I have a problem because usually I talk a lot. My my friends, they always side eye me when, for example, I talk for too long, and I'm like, sorry, I'm sorry. Because it's just I'm getting, because people come, they want to just like take a picture, but then we start talking, and I talk, and I just cannot stop. And like, what do I do? Because I want to talk, but I know that we have some plans. But like, whatever, I want to talk. So yeah, it's also very fun.
Oh yeah, it's great. I love. Yeah, it's just been crazy. Yeah, my
The
God.
great this is what life's all about. I feel like getting those experiences that you can just reminisce when you're getting older, and like, oh my
Mhm.
god, I had so much fun. So yeah, these were such great times. So I lived a good life, I think.
Yeah, heck yeah, and that's all you can, hope for, right?
That's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah. Cosplaying and loving Sanji, that's all you can. Yeah.
I hope there will be more to it. But like, I comfort character. So yeah, I think that it's just something that brings me comfort. Like whenever I think
Mhm.
of just like that a little thing, like when you're feeling bad, you remember something good. Like when I feel, for example, anxious, water calms me down. But then also the thought of Sanji calms me down.
Yeah.
it's it's a new like psychology trick. Just think of
Mhm.
something, life becomes better, I think.
Yeah, totally. And like whatever helps you in the moment of that like kind of anxiety or whatever, right? Yeah, exactly. Goodness. So yeah, I'm actually the same way with kind of with Deku. Um being like, what would Deku do? Kind of it sounds stupid, I guess, but it just helps.
No, it isn't stupid. It isn't stupid at
Yeah.
all. I mean, when you also have that mentality, I think when you ask yourself, what would, for example, the character that I idolize, that I
Mhm.
admire, would do? I think this is a good motivation, a good starting point to
Mhm.
get some things done.
Yeah.
So make decisions, because why not? I mean, everyone has their own coping mechanisms, and
Yeah.
everything is valid. Every single one is valid, in my opinion.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Totally.
this is very weird. Not weird. I want to say not. This
Yeah.
is very bad. I'm sorry.
All good. All good. All good. Um so before we go, I have one more question. For newer cosplayers, what is your advice?
Hmm. There are so many things that I want to say. So, but I mean, obviously, when it comes to the technical part of cosplay, so uh, go and look at other cosplayers, get inspiration from them. You can also talk to them, just message them. For example, I don't have that much opportunity to answer every single DM that I have, but if I see some questions, I do answer them when people just want to ask me how to do that, how to do that. That's possible. Just message your favorite cosplayers and ask for an advice how to do some stuff. So watch some tutorials. That is also helpful. Just try to get into the community and to ask, because the more you ask, the more you learn. And I think from the more sentimental part of it is just having fun, just trying to enjoy it, trying to connect with people, to support people, to uplift everyone's voices. So I think that this is very important when it comes, because we have to, I mean, we are a part of a community, and I think we have to bring something into the community as well. So it is the mutual exchange. So yeah, just try to have this optimistic attitude towards everything that you do. Be passionate about it. Share what you love with other people, and yeah, and other people will do the same to you. So yeah, I think this what matters the most. And I'm always free to help if anyone has any questions. My DMs are open. I'm trying to check them as much as I can to answer everything.
Yeah, perfect. That was so lovely. Oh, perfect. So where can the lovely people find you?
Oh yeah, me. So I'm I'm the Chrissy Mourns on Instagram. I think the Instagram is the best way for communication. So yeah, and as I said, DMs would work best. So not the comments, but DMs. So yeah, if you DM me at the Chrissy Mourns, I'll try to get to you as fast as I can.
Perfect. Yeah, go follow her there.
Thank
You
you.
can, of course. Thank you so much for being on. You can follow me at Corky Cosplays, Adam Corky everywhere else. Subscribe to the Patreon because it keeps the lights on. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye. Perfect.
Bye.